Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. So for those of you who are new here, my name is Yasmin and I'm a 17-year-old mom to this adorable little baby Laela. You're in a good mood right now. She does not want to be put down though. So she's gonna be in this video with me. You gonna say hi at least? Say hi. Say hi. 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 Can you wave? No, but you can wiggle. Can you wave? Hi. You don't want to do it for them? Oh, you're camera shy. Anyways, so today I'm going to be talking to you guys about why it's hard to be a teen mom, and for those of you who are choosing to be teen parents without really knowing what it entails, why you should wait. I never thought that I would have to talk about this on my channel. Do you want to go play with Aunt Sophie? Do you want to play with her?
Sure.
Want to go? Okay. Laela is going to play with my cousin Sophie, and I'm going to finish talking to you guys. So I've seen videos like this on other young or teen mom YouTube channels, and I sort of thought it was something that's unnecessary when I first saw them, because I feel like it should be given that we're showing, like, we're choosing to share our lives and like show the good parts of it and the bad parts of it. I feel like people would be interested in it because it's different and obviously something that's not easy to do, to have a kid when you're still dependent on other people. So I never really thought that it would be necessary to make one of these videos for you guys, because I hadn't started getting comments like baby fever or I want to be a teen mom too and stuff like that from people who are really young and probably can't even have kids yet. It really sort of opened my eyes, like all the messages I was getting and still get from people that want to be teen moms and purposely try to be teen moms. Yeah, it's sort of, I think it's sort of unfortunate that that I feel like this is necessary to have on my channel, because obviously I'm not trying to glorify teen pregnancy or teen parenting or make it seem like it's easier than it is, because I'm not trying to make it seem like it's easier than it is. And I hope that that's not the message that you guys get, because it's not easy at all. It's so worth it, and I love my daughter so much, but it is not easy having a kid at the age that I'm at. And I got really lucky with the circumstances that I have, so it is probably easier for me than it is for some other young moms. But yeah, so that's why I am making this video for you guys today, because apparently it is necessary to talk about the bad side of things as well. So let's get into the video. Before I get into this, I want to give you guys a little disclaimer, mostly for you guys, also for Laela one day when she sees this video. So I just want to let you guys know that I am so happy with how my life has turned out, and I got so lucky with you guys helping me out with YouTube, because obviously I am able to support myself and support Laela with YouTube. I really love Laela, and I really wouldn't want my life to be any other way. Even with her biological father not being in the picture, even with the fact that I'm so ridiculously busy doing school and YouTube and being a mom, and I have so many things going on and my life is just changing really rapidly, and it's a lot to take, but I would never ever want it any other way. I don't regret my baby. I never will regret my baby. I don't resent her for anything, and I love you, Laela, and I'm really only making this video to warn other people that this isn't always how it's going to be for young parents. But I get it, because we're girls, we have hormones, we see a cute baby, we want a cute baby. We see a cute boy equals cute baby. Right? Am I right? Yeah. So, for those of you who are experiencing these symptoms, please keep watching this video. So I have about 4 main topics that I'm going to be talking to you guys about regarding why you should wait to have a baby. So the first topic is the general overall 24/7 parenting responsibilities. The second topic is the cost, the expenses of having a baby. Well, the third topic is family, and how having a baby at a young age when you're still living with your family can cause, you know, problems, or like you just make things more complicated and tense between family members maybe. So this is sort of a generalization, so I don't want anyone to be offended by this, because it's not always the case. But a lot of times, like in my case, when you have a child with someone really young, a lot of the times both parents don't end up staying together. And the last topic is all the things that you will miss out on because you can no longer do them because you have a baby. Or if you can find a way to do them, it's going to be a lot more complicated to do them when you have a kid. Number 1, basic responsibilities and the 24/7 job of parenting. So first of all, unless obviously you have someone to babysit for you who is nice enough to be willing to babysit for free. My aunt watches my daughter when I'm in school. You are in charge of your child 24/7. That is very stressful sometimes because you have to skip out on things that you need to do for yourself. Sometimes I can't take a shower until I can put Laela to bed. Sometimes I can't do my homework or do things that I need to do for myself until I deal with my baby and make sure that my baby has everything that she needs and that she's okay. Even just when she's just bored, you have to take care of them. Like, some people's babies are easier than others, some babies are more fussy than others. I feel like Laela is pretty laid back compared to some babies, but she can still be very fussy and it gets really stressful sometimes. Speaking of which, she's already being returned to me. Hello. I was just talking about how good you are. That means that you have to always be checking to make sure that they have a clean diaper, that they're not hungry, that they aren't gassy, that they don't need to burp after they eat, that they're not bored, if they're teething, you know, it just, the list goes on and on as they get older and start developing new needs. So right now she's starting to teeth a little bit, so I always have to make sure that she's okay and that she has her teethers when she gets upset. So it's something that you're 24/7 always thinking about and always on top of. Oh wow, it's a lot of toys, thank you. Sorry if I'm looking over here, it's because I'm looking at Laela. You have to think about your baby first before you think about yourself sometimes, which is a responsibility, and as I've said in the disclaimer in this video, it's still such a privilege. Like, I would rather think about all these things about my daughter than anything else, but you have to keep that in mind when you're thinking about having a baby and you're still working on finding yourself and you still are in school and you still have school to think about and your social life to think about and you're still growing as a person. If you're growing yourself as a person, it's a lot harder to grow another person. Aww. But I guess as people, we never really stop growing and learning. Anyways, we're getting off topic here. One of the only times that you really have the most freedom is when your baby is sleeping, and as they start to get older, they start to sleep less. So now she takes some naps during the day, but she's usually sleeping at night, so I end up staying up later because that's my free time, and then I end up losing sleep. As you guys can probably see, I'm very tired. So you have to think about the fact that you're really sacrificing all of your freedom to have a baby, pretty much. So let me just warn you guys again how like this is gonna be all over the place. All of these topics sort of they all connect in different ways. So a lot of things that I'm gonna be saying within the different topics, the different categories probably are gonna sound pretty similar and all lead back to the same thing. So sorry if this is a very repetitive video, and also sorry that I'm looking at the LCD and not the camera lens because I do that all the time. So sorry about that. Was that funny? It's not funny, I'm joking. Next, number 2, the cost of having a baby. I probably could be a little bit more financially responsible and conscious than I am. And I am like good at saving money, but I'm not really good at like budgeting and like looking at exactly how much I spend on certain things. So I'm not sure really how often and how much I spend on diapers and formula and like all the baby necessities, but I looked it up online and an average number. Okay, well, we're gonna look it up again because I didn't write it down, so let's just, I'll look it up for you. You guys can go ahead and look it up for me. We can compare research right now together. So you go ahead, pull out your phones. In the first 12 months, you get about $550 a year on diapers. In just the first year of this beautiful little baby's life, we're gonna spend about $550 on diapers. I feel like it's actually probably a lot more than that. That sounds like kind of low. As you guys may know, I'm not breastfeeding anymore and I'm very sad for that. But I've been having troubles with my milk supply. We sort of decided to switch to formula. I was sort of sad about it, but I did breastfeed her for the first 7 months. So we're on bottles now. And it's a lot more expensive than breastfeeding, obviously, because breastfeeding is free, except that you're really hungry, so you probably spend more money on food. Luckily for me, I have bless you. Luckily for me, I have a lot of children in my family that are like, we have like 9 kids under 9 in our like closest immediate family, but there's just tons of kids. So we have so many hand-me-downs. The only money that I've spent on like clothes and toys and like stuff like that is just stuff that like I also wanted. I did buy like a nice high chair and I like bought some things. Pretty much got a lot of hand-me-down things, and that was really lucky for me. But if you don't have like people in your family that have kids and you have to buy all that stuff on your own, let me tell you, that would be a big fat empty bank account right there, because there's so many expensive things that babies need. And again, not all of them are things that are like necessary, but they're things that are like very helpful, because babies, like, they don't need a lot of clothes, but let me tell you, they have diaper explosions all the time, and they also outgrow stuff all the time. Like, Laela has like enough clothes for an army of babies, and I still find myself like struggling to find outfits that are warm for this cold weather and still fit her, because she's outgrowing things like by the day. It's ridiculous. And I would say on an average I go through a thing of formula in like less than a week, but not like, I would say like maybe every 5 days I have to buy a new can of formula, and the cans are about $30. So like I'm just gonna estimate like $60 a week, so that's about like $240 a month-ish, which would be like whatever that is times 12, which is a big number. So that's about like I'm just gonna estimate like a couple $1,000s on formula a year. Let's find out though. Let's do some research. We find that over the first year of life, average formula to feed an average baby costs $1,733, while the cost of breast milk is $0. So that was a little bit up there, but I did sort of overestimate because I said about 5 days, not really twice a week. So formula is pretty expensive. I find myself like I feel like I'm always going to the store to buy formula, and like I feel like it runs out so fast. And then with formula, you also have to have bottles, and you're constantly washing bottles. I feel like all her bottles are always dirty somehow. Babies are pretty expensive, and that's really just including the costs of the first year of like baby things. Then after that, they still have expenses. Okay, Layla's drinking her bottle now. We'll see how long this lasts. We'll see how much time we can get in here. Anyways, moral of the story is babies come with a price tag, and it's a pretty big one. Oh, and I forgot to mention doctor's bills, doctor appointments, hospital bills. If you don't have good health insurance, you're gonna have to pay for all of those things, and babies require a lot of medical attention. And also, let me emphasize that 63% of teen moms end up impoverished in the first year of their child's life. And after that, 52% of mothers who had their children as teenagers are still in poverty. So, unless you are up for it, and unless, you know, either your baby daddy has a lot of money, you have a lot of money, or your family has a lot of money, you're gonna struggle having a baby. And shout out to all of you like hardworking women that like work full-time jobs to support your kid. And I mean, I do work a full-time job because YouTube really is a full-time job, and it's an awesome job to have, and I love it so much, and I really thank you guys for making this possible for me. For those of you who are working like minimum wage jobs and like 40 hours a week to support your kid and are struggling, shout out to you for like doing everything that you can for your child. But it's not easy being young and still being in school, especially to balance being able to work and make enough money to support your kid and be a parent and be in school. So there's another reason that you should definitely wait until you're stable to have a kid, because it's just unfair to your kid to like bring them into an environment knowingly where they're going to be struggling because you're struggling, and they're going to see you struggle. You know, it's not a good environment to bring a kid into purposefully, and if it happens to happen, you will be okay and your kid will be okay. If you're making that choice, that's unfair to you, and it's unfair to your family too, because if you're being supported by your family, you cannot support a kid on your own. So basically, by choosing to have a kid, you're choosing for your family to have another kid, and that's not fair, because for a lot of you guys, if you're teenagers, your parents are probably done having kids. That depends, but you know, grandparents should be grandparents and shouldn't have to raise their grandkids. And I know that that's also a generalization, and like people have complicated family situations, so all these things don't apply to all people, but you know what I'm saying. I'd never want my parents having to raise Laela, because that would be unfair to them. If you are a teenager and you're pregnant right now watching this video, or you're a teenager and you already have a kid, or you're just a young mom and you're watching this video, you guys are all in the same boat with me, and you love your kids. You know, like, we made mistakes and we owned up to them, and that rest was what we have. Mamas, young mamas, you guys are doing great. I really hope that this doesn't offend any of you guys, and that you guys take it the way that I'm trying to get you to take it. This is sort of a hard topic to talk about, I think. You know, there's the cost. And I just got totally sidetracked with that one too, so you're welcome. Next, family troubles. Well, that blended in perfectly. You may not be able to raise your kid completely on your own, and you're going to need help sometimes. It might cause troubles within your family, because if you're constantly having to ask a family member to watch your kid for you, it might not be fair to them, and that might damage relationships within your family. My baby's father, we were really young when we started dating. I'm still really young. It was only almost a year and a half ago that we started dating. But obviously when we were dating and we were having unprotected sex, we didn't really think about the fact that well, we did know, but we didn't really responsibly think about the fact that sex equals baby and baby equals responsibilities. We didn't end up staying together. That sucks for me and for him and for her, and it's probably what's better for us, but it is still sad because I grew up without my dad, and I always told myself that I don't want to have I don't want my kids growing up without their parents. So just know that a lot of times young relationships don't end up working out, and I was so lucky to find Logan and end up dating someone that's still in high school and is my age and is so caring towards my daughter, even though she's not his daughter. I just don't need to see me like this. So there's that. There's only so many Logans out there. Actually, there's only one Logan out there, and he's mine. Not very many guys that are teenagers, are in high school, and are willing to date and help a girl with a baby that's also a teenager when they're trying to be teenagers and live their life too, you know? So if you're out there and you're a teenager and you're trying to conceive a baby, just think about that and think about how that could be unfair to your kid, because it still makes me sad sometimes that I didn't get to grow up knowing my dad, even though a whole bunch of amazing women raised me, and I'm very proud of that. Lastly, and this is less of an issue really, because these are things that that are easy to sacrifice when you think about it, but it's still sort of sad. It might be sort of sad for your family that you have to sacrifice these things, but obviously baby way outweighs these things, especially for me now. I would never ever in a million years be upset that I had to sacrifice these things for Laela, because Laela. Topic number 4 is the things that you will end up missing out on because you're choosing to be a parent instead of be a high schooler, college student, whatever, young adult, normal young adult without a kid. If you're pregnant and you're in high school, you are not going to be able to play sports. I had to stop playing soccer because I was pregnant, and it was really sad. I used to play soccer. I loved soccer. After my sophomore year, I didn't do sports anymore at all, which is really sad, and I've been so unathletic since then. So I really wish I could get back into it now, which I may end up playing some sports this year. We'll see, maybe you can catch me on the field again. Keep that in mind if you're a serious sports person. You will not be able to play sports when you're pregnant, and I highly doubt, unless you also have good circumstances, that you'll be able to handle sports practices and a baby at the same time, because sports practices are they take over your whole life when you're doing school and sports. I remember that from soccer. I wouldn't get home until it was dark out because I would be at soccer all night or all evening after school. And then obviously high school, I'm really lucky that I'm still able to go to school. For some people may not be able to find daycare for their kid while they're in school, especially if you're in school full-time, because I only go to school 2 or 3 times a week. Hi, you're having fun now. So yeah, there's that. You may miss out on high school if you end up choosing to be a parent when you're still a teenager, and you may not think about it at the time, but then once you're secluded, I spent my whole pregnancy pretty much by myself, and I didn't really hang out with many other people. I had a couple of friends that I kept in touch with. Please don't crawl off the bed. And let's also not forget about the fact that a high school diploma and a college degree are very important in getting high-paying careers. I remember seeing all of my friends having all this freedom and still getting to be a kid, and I was stuck at home and I was pregnant. After the fact, for me at least, if I didn't have Laela, I would be going and applying to college this year and going to college next fall. But now I'm not going to be doing that. I think my plan right now is to get my own place, take a gap year, work on YouTube, and then see what I want to do after that, see if I want to travel or go to college, because maybe I will end up being able to go to college as she's a little bit older. Yeah, I may end up going to college, but I'm not going to be doing the normal, going to college right after high school, far away from home, and joining a sorority and going to parties with frat boys every night. So if you're going to be sad about missing that, then definitely don't choose to have a baby, because that's not going to be your path. I have a lot of very supportive friends, and I think my friends really enjoy hanging out with Laela, and that makes me really happy, and I love all you guys. For some people, like maybe you're in a school or a place where not everyone is like super supportive of like teen pregnancy, and like might be like, oh, you're weird and you have a baby, I'm not gonna be friends with you. I don't know. I didn't really expect that was gonna happen. If anything, I thought people were gonna like want to be my friend because I have a baby. Because I don't know, I would want to be friends with someone with a baby. That'd be kind of cool, maybe. Making friends might be a little bit harder if you're not in school, because you're sort of like you're not the same as people your age when you become a mom. A lot of like the way they think changes once you become a mom, and you have to mature really fast, so like you're not going to be the same as kids in high school. So Laela is obviously getting pretty fussy, so we're going to try to wrap this video up now. It's been good talking with you guys. What I was saying though was it is going to be hard to like find yourself when you're raising a kid, because you know you're like in a weird category. You're not like a teenager and you're not really like an adult parent yet, so you're sort of like in this like small subcategory of like young parents, which, you know, it can be sort of hard sometimes. I hope this video didn't offend anyone, and I hope it didn't like let you guys down that I'm telling you not to have babies as teenagers. And I know this probably doesn't apply to most people, because I only get like comments here and there saying like baby fever and like that I want to be a teen mom too and stuff. You know, it also just gives like other people, you know, insight on like the hard parts of being a teen mom, and you know, so you guys know that it's not just like, oh, I have a cute baby and now everything's happy, because, you know. But I mean, I am so happy and I love Laela, but my circumstances are different than normal circumstances. So that's all. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it was educational for someone, and I hope no one was offended. And if you made it all the way to this point in the video, I love you guys. I got that one from Ava Jules. Love you, Ava. Ava Jules, if you're watching this video, I love you. Love you so much. You're the best. You're my favorite YouTuber. One of them. Make sure to like this video if you liked it. Go ahead and subscribe to my channel if you want to. Also, use birth control, kids. Please. Bye, guys. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.